All right, here I am again. I've been working diligently on all of the tasks for the day. I did my morning routine, or most of it. I cleaned the snot out of the house. I mean, I just top to bottom, scrubbed floors, washed floors by hand, vacuumed everything, sweat, whatever, the whole deal. I did as much as I possibly could, and I'll keep working on that a little bit. I've got a little bit left. Um, and I have been working on trying to unfreeze the pipes in the laundry room or the ones that go to the laundry machine. So that's still working, doing what I can there. I've gone back and hit some more stuff for work. I'm doing all these the continuing education type modules that are sort of a pain. They take a long time. You can't rush through them. So I've been doing those. They're pretty tedious, but I've been working through them so that I don't want this coming down to the last minute and people yelling at me. It's easier to do them now. Last thing I'm working on now is some soul stuff, right? Some recovery stuff, make myself better. This goes back to a lot of the stuff that I started this with, which was being open to different ideas. And so one of the ideas that I'm open to, or that I became open to, is going to Al Anon and seeing what that had to offer. And that has been enlightening, would be a major understatement. I think most of what I'm dealing, or a lot of what I'm dealing with now, is related to Al Anon. And I think Al Anon's got the... Al Anon probably has some real recovery and relief for me in terms of what I've been going through. So I am in touch with a gentleman who is helping me sort through the stuff and work through it. And one of the things that he suggested was, I know it's backwards because of the camera here, but it's the Blueprint for Progress, Al Anon's 4th step inventory. I've done 4th and 5th steps in AA. I'm doing it the Al Anon way. It's a little bit different. And Al Anon is not necessarily a ton of new information as opposed to AA. I've been in AA for 35 years. It hits it a little bit differently. And Al Anon is a little more concerned with me improving me. And it's interesting. The conversation I had with somebody else was, AA is very much about ego deflation. And if you remember, he's pointed this out to me. If you remember who started this thing, they were egomaniacs. They were businessmen. They were really full of themselves and really understood that they had to knock the snot out of their egos to have a chance at this recovery thing. However, there are a number of us who either come in sort of beaten down, or life beats us down over time, right? And I don't know which of those camps I'm in, but definitely the second one for sure, where I don't, like, beating down my ego. I've crushed my own ego. Like, I'm coming in here tail between my legs going, I have screwed up so much stuff and I want to live better. And Al Anon is a little more on that approach of, look, we don't want to beat you up anymore. We want to build you up. And so that's what I'm working on now. I took a quick look through the first few pages of this, and it's going to be a deep dive into me. And I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be scary. It's not something I'm really excited to do. It doesn't, like, I'm not going to wake up in the morning and go, I can't wait to write today. I think that this is going to be a little bit of a chore. But again, back to this idea, I'm doing the work because I can do hard things, and doing hard things makes me a better person. And I am bound and determined to not let, this is going to sound weird, right? So I told you I was going to give props where they're due. And I will probably quote him a lot. Joe Rogan talks about this, about beating his mind. He's really into this, I think. And he talks about not letting my inner bitch win, right? Like, my inner bitch, and take that however you want. I take it as that voice inside my head says, you don't need to do that. No, there's either easier ways to do it. You don't have to do all of that. You can do a much less invasive look at it. And boy, some of the stuff you did before should be fine. Don't bother. That's too much work. I'm not letting that inner bitch win, right? Like, my job is to do the hard work, and this is the hard work. So I'm going to sit down. It's still early in the afternoon. I've got a couple of things for work I'm going to keep monitoring. Like I said, I've got one more part of the house that I've got to just finish up cleaning. And then while I'm waiting for the pipes to unfreeze, basically, I'm going to be working on the Blueprint for Progress, Al Anon's Guide to the 4th Step. And I'm sure I'm going to be looking at some things and writing some things that are going to make me uncomfortable. And that's where I need to be today. All right. Take care, everyone.